Lately, I've had more and more women coming to my classes with this gun, the Smith Wesson EZ9 or the EZ380. I have some feelings about this gun, and I want to get them off my chest right now, so let's get right to it. So first thing we're going to do, as always, is clear the gun. So first thing I'm going to do is drop the magazine. I'm going to rack back the slide, and notice I can rack this slide back with just my index finger and my thumb, because one of the unique features of this gun is that it's very easy to manipulate the slide. So magwell is clear. Hello, I can see you. All right, and the chamber is clear. The Shield EZ9 and the EZ380, I believe they came out, I don't know, about 6 years ago now. They've been out for a while now, and overall it's a decent gun, a good gun for concealed carry. It's very light, weighs in at 23 ounces. The 380 I think comes in at 18 ounces. They both have a stainless steel slide and a polymer frame. I think it shoots well, but I do have some problems with it. I'll go through those as we go along. This model has the ambidextrous thumb safety. Ironically, I bought it not liking thumb safeties. It was the only one they had in stock, and I just wanted to get this as if nothing else, just to demo it to students in my class, particularly women who have a hard time racking the slide or locking back the slide. You can get it without the thumb safety. Also has the grip safety on it. I'm going to talk about that at length later on. I think of this as a passive safety, where if you're gripping the firearm appropriately and you're getting your hand right up underneath the tang of the gun, then you should be passively disengaging that grip safety. You have to think or remember to disengage the thumb safety. So this is active safety, passive safety. The gun is very easy to lock back the slide. It's very easy to manipulate the slide. That's one of the unique features of this gun. It's built, as well as the 380, it's built with certain features that some people may find difficult to maneuver. Well, this gun was designed, that's its uniqueness, that it's designed to make some of those difficult functions easy to work through, such as the slide. I really do like the trigger on this gun. It's a very smooth trigger. The trigger has a pressure of about 4.5 pounds, so it's a very light trigger. Now, I'm not really thrilled with the reset on this firearm. It's right there, and it's not very pronounced whatsoever. And the trigger is almost fully forward, so not thrilled about that. The barrel measures 3.6 inches in length, making it only slightly shorter than my SIG 229 Legion. The EZ9, in comparison to the 380 EZ, it's a little bigger and a little wider grip. Another feature that makes this the EZ model is that the magazine is easier to load. Rather than having to push down using your thumb, holding this the right way, pushing down the round onto the follower, you've got these two levers that you can pull down and just place your rounds into the magazine. So it's a lot easier to load. This is one of the drawbacks of this design, because it's designed to make it easier to load, but so it's got a 22 long rifle magazine design, which causes it to have to scrimp on round capacity. So this only carries 8 rounds. So if you load this up, rack one into the chamber, and then replace that chambered round, you got 8 plus 1. Now, that may not be a problem, because last I checked, statistics showed that the average civilian encounter is going to be within 3 feet, within 3 seconds, with no more than 3 rounds discharged. But I got to tell you, if I want to carry a firearm for my potential defense, I want as many rounds as I can possibly have. In my opinion, a gun this size in a post-6-hour P365 world, where smaller guns are now carrying anywhere from 10 to 15 rounds, that may be a sacrifice that's, for me, a little too much to bear. If I got a gun this size, I want to make sure I'm carrying at least 12 rounds. I'm not one to carry a spare magazine, and I tend to think that the market that this gun was designed for, they're not the tactical types that are going to be carrying multiple magazines, because this gun was designed for people who are, I believe, who are new to gun ownership, for women who may have a difficulty racking back the slide, and men may have a little bit of trepidation and pressing that trigger. Yeah, that's to me a little bit of a drawback, the design of the magazine, but I understand why they had to do that. One feature that I find a lot of students that own this gun, when I show it to them, they really love it, is that when you rack one into the chamber, you have a chamber indicator, a little pop-up here that lets you know that you have successfully loaded one into the chamber. And I tell students that that's your visual indicator to make sure that trigger finger is where it needs to be on the side of the gun, unless you have drawn your firearm, because you've identified a clear and imminent deadly threat. I just noticed on this gun, on the frame right beneath the slide, it has the inscription, "Caution, capable of firing with magazine removed." Now, I was aware of that, but I just now noticed that it's inscribed on the side of the gun. So kudos to Smith Wesson for making sure with this inscription that these gun owners are just knowledgeable about some of the issues with the use of this firearm and remaining safe while using this firearm. So that brings me to the biggest issue I have with this firearm. And I see this happening as a problem with a number of students lately that bring this gun to my classroom. And that is this grip safety. Now, we talked about the thumb safety, but I want to talk about the grip safety. For whatever reason, and listen, I don't know everything. There's a lot I still have to learn. I admit that. But I have no idea the reasoning behind making this grip safety inverted. I'm going to call it inverted, where the foot of the grip safety is at the top, not at the bottom. Now, I'm going to set this down, and I want to focus your attention on this, the SIG 1911. It is a single action only firearm, so it's going to have a grip safety. We're going to do our clearance check. There's no magazine in the mag well. I can see through the mag well. There's nothing in the chamber, so we are clear. But if you see here, the foot of the grip safety is on the bottom. What makes that such a much better design is that the part of my palm that's going to passively grip this gun and disengage that safety is this, all this muscle, this meat right here in my palm. So right there, I'm making contact in this area with the foot of that grip safety, and I'm pushing it in, right? Right in this, actually it's right in this area, sorry. Right in this area. Just gripping it passively, that grip safety is disengaged. No thoughts about it. I can implement the grip that I've been training for the last 8 years, and I'm going to disengage that grip safety. However, with this firearm, in my opinion, because the foot is up at the top, so the part that needs to be pushed in is making contact. I'm going to put this down so I can demonstrate to you. It's making contact with this fleshy, resilient part of my palm. There's no resistance there. That's all, I don't know, that's not cartilage, but it's all, I don't know, fat, skin, nothing that really can resist or give enough leverage or pressure to push that in. So when I grip this passively, even if I have the web of they call it the thenar muscle. I'm not a biology student, but I know it's called the thenar muscle, the thenar region. If it's right underneath the tang, the fleshy part that I just showed you, that's what is being called upon to press that grip safety in. And I had to make a really conscious effort to grip it almost unnaturally. I have to put more pressure on my grip here, and I train my students. We want this to be a firm grip, but not too tight, because we want to make this trigger finger unencumbered. We want to isolate the trigger finger. But with this, the placement of that on my palm, I feel it pushing my palm in, that fleshy part of my thenar in. And so to counter, I got to grip it what I feel is a little unnaturally to get that pressure, that leverage to push the grip safety in. So I don't understand. This to me is almost nearly a deal breaker for this gun, because so many times I'll have students shoot it or shoot their gun and they come with this gun and I get a click, click, click. And I'm like, misfire or misfire. And I'll take the gun and I'll grip it the way I normally do. I'll get a click and then it pops in my head, oh, this is the EZ. We've got to really tighten the grip a little unnaturally for my preference to disengage that grip safety. So it makes the students have to unnaturally grip their gun based on what I showed them and based on a proper grip as I deem a proper grip. So to me, that makes this gun almost, like I say, almost a deal breaker. Now, if you've already bought this gun, if you already have this gun, I will say this. In general, I don't care what type of gun you bought, within reason. If you bought a Desert Eagle, well, that's another whole story. But a gun this size, I don't care if you're a woman or a man, train with it. Train yourself to grip this appropriately. Take what I show you, and if you have to adapt it, you got to adapt it. You may not have enough money to go out and buy another gun because you don't like this gun. This gun should cost you under $500, maybe $450, $475. You might be able to find it used for $399. I wouldn't be surprised, $350 maybe. But just train with it. Train getting that. You might have to adjust your grip a little bit, unfortunately. But again, you got the gun that you got. Make it work for you. All right. That's my biggest problem. Trigger's fine. You can rack the slide. The magazine may sacrifice round count. May not matter to you, but work that grip safety. I am not a gun shamer. Unless you come into my class with a Sky or a High Point, I'm teasing, kinda. But no, I'm not going to gun shame you. I'm just going to tell you just got to practice. Just like I tell people who buy a gun with a thumb safety, you got to put a little bit more time and effort into training with your gun when you draw, when you pick it up and get on target. So you got to take another step. You got to train with the thumb safety, and you also got to make sure you train until it becomes a habit how to grip this gun to get this safety disengaged. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. If you have any comments, if you agree with me or disagree with me, or if I said anything that you think is incorrect, by all means, I am still willing to learn. Please leave your comments below. Also, go to www.getfirstlevel.com. I've got a whole slew of classes coming up in the next couple months, so check that out. And subscribe to this channel, firstleveltv.com. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.